Hey, friends, welcome to another episode of Lend Me Your Engineers. I'm Marissa, your podcast co host and co explorer of all things UCF engineering. Today, I am here with my lovely co host, Margot Winnick from UCF Media Relations. Hey, Margot.
Hey, good afternoon. Thanks for allowing me to join the conversation.
Absolutely. We are so happy to have you here today. I know that you know our guest pretty well. You've written about her, you've interviewed her before. So today we are chatting with Chloe Pinkston, an aerospace engineering major who is graduating this semester and heading over to the UCF College of Medicine in the fall. Yes, you heard that right. She is taking her engineering skills to the medical field, which is pretty cool. She's going to be joining the Aerospace Medicine program, which is a fairly new program at the College of Medicine. Chloe has earned the Order of Pegasus this year, which is the highest award that a student can earn from UCF, and was recognized for her work doing UCF Student Research Week. And she participated in the semester's senior design showcase. So, she's done a few things. She's been a little busy this semester. So we'll talk to her about all of her achievements and her future plans. So let's welcome her to the podcast. Hey, Chloe.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here and chatting with us. So, how does it feel to be an Order of Pegasus recipient? That's a really prestigious honor.
Well, I definitely feel extremely honored. Being a recipient of the Order of Pegasus means so much to me, especially at a university as big and diverse as UCF. There are so many students here with unique backgrounds doing incredible work every day who deserve recognition for their hard work. So, receiving this award makes me proud and excited to continue my journey and make an even bigger impact moving forward. It also makes me feel grateful for all the mentors and peers who have worked with me and supported me along the way.
You also won a Best Poster Award, Chloe, during Student Research Week. Tell us a little bit about your research.
I have been involved in biomechanics research since my first semester at UCF back in fall 2021 when I joined the Rehabilitation Engineering and Assistive Device Lab under Dr. Juan Choi. My project focuses on measuring Achilles tendon stiffness and its dynamic properties during walking using a combination of ultrasound, motion capture, and musculoskeletal modeling. The goal is to develop an approach that can help evaluate treatments for Achilles tendon pathologies like ruptures, tendonitis, or a shortened tendon. And this research forms the basis for my honors undergraduate thesis, which I successfully defended last week. I've also presented this work a few times before, but this year's Student Scholar Symposium was the first time I was able to share my actual results. So winning the Judge's Choice Award there felt especially meaningful. And overall, it's been exciting to see the project come together, and I'm really proud of how far it's come and its potential for future research.
Awesome. Shout out to Dr. Choi, who is awesome. Margot and I bumped into him earlier this week at a meeting, and he had some wonderful things to say about you. So awesome work with him. Mhm. So tell us, how did your interests in space and medicine develop? And then when did you realize that you can actually combine the two?
So, ever since I was really young, I would always travel by plane to visit family that lives outside the country. So, each time that plane ride was always a highlight of my trip. And I think that's what really sparked my interest in air and space travel. Later on in high school, my interest in medicine grew when I took my AP biology and AP chemistry classes and joined the pre med club. It wasn't until I was applying to college that I started to seriously think about what I wanted to do moving forward. I knew I wanted to pursue medicine, but as I browsed through possible majors and came across aerospace engineering, I thought, hey, that seems like something I'd enjoy too. So I started doing a lot of research and discovered the field of aerospace medicine. And I also learned that it's actually possible to go to medical school with a non medical major of study during undergrad. So I had originally applied to UCF and its Burnett Medical Scholars Program as a chemistry major, but by the time orientation came around, I had already made the switch to aerospace engineering. And ever since then, I've genuinely enjoyed the variety of classes I've taken, from the biochemistry of the pre med side to the flight mechanics of the engineering side. And I'm really excited to continue exploring how the two fields come together.
Excellent. Well, we know your family apparently has a legacy at UCF. Did that influence your decision to attend?
Yeah, so my grandparents both went to UCF. My grandpa earned a bachelor's in computer science back in 1989, and my grandma earned a master's in media education in 1998. I also have several cousins who graduated from UCF with their bachelor's degrees. So while my decision to attend UCF was ultimately more financially and opportunity based, knowing that so many members of my family have gone here before me definitely helped solidify my choice as the right one and making UCF feel more familiar and more like home from the start, which definitely made my time here more meaningful.
Awesome. And your sister is doing aerospace engineering too, correct?
Yep, yep. She is also majoring in aerospace engineering and she wants to be a pilot.
Oh, that's very cool. Do you think she'll come on the podcast next? Do you think she'll come chat with us?
Oh, yeah, she would love to.
Awesome, awesome. So, in a multi-award winning night, what advice can you give the students on balancing classwork and research? What has been your secret to success?
So, the first thing that comes to my mind is keeping a goal in mind to motivate you. So, something that genuinely excites you and reminds you why you're doing what you're doing, why you're spending these long hours in the lab, why you're up so late studying. And for me, that goal has been to become an aerospace physician. And that's kind of what has kept me going. And of course, it can definitely feel overwhelming at times, especially as you take on more responsibilities. And I think that's where time management becomes really important. This might mean planning your class schedule to leave larger blocks of time for research or getting ahead on homework whenever possible, like in between classes or even during weekends. But this also means taking time to rest and recharge and focus on your mental and physical health because that's necessary to be able to do everything else. So it can definitely seem like a lot, but if you stay focused on your why and manage your time well, it will absolutely be worth it in the end.
That is really good advice, and I know it will serve you well as you enter medical school, which is gonna be even more challenging, I'm sure. Terrific. You mentioned that you recently presented at Senior Design Showcase, so tell us about your project and how was your demo? Was it successful?
So my project is called the High Speed STOL UAV. Basically, my team was tasked with designing and building an unmanned aerial vehicle capable of reaching speeds up to 120 miles per hour. And what makes it challenging is that it also needed to slow down to 40 miles per hour to deliver a payload and take off and land in a short distance through the use of flaps. So once we had it built, we ran several tests to ensure that the electronics worked as intended and that it could handle high levels of force during the flight. And some of these tests led us to make some major structural adjustments. And we ended up with a pretty nice plane that was actually lighter than we initially expected. We had our test flight a couple weeks ago, and the plane was able to successfully take off and fly for about 40 seconds. However, then it entered an unrecoverable flat spin due to a center of gravity that was a little too far back, and ultimately it wasn't able to land properly. But based on what we were able to accomplish, my team was selected as one of the top 45 teams to be able to present at the Senior Design Showcase last week. And it was really nice to be able to conclude my senior design experience with a formal presentation and being able to receive feedback from multiple judges of various disciplines. And overall, I believe I gained a lot of experience working with a team to design and implement solutions, which will definitely be extremely valuable to me as I advance in my career.
Absolutely, absolutely. We can't wait to see what you do at the College of Medicine because you certainly have kicked butt at CECS. So we know you're going to kill it over there.
Thank you.
So before we let you go, we're gonna do a little quick lightning round to get to know you a little bit better. So we'll ask you a few little this or that questions, and off the cuff, you just answer which one you prefer. Is that cool?
All right. Sounds
Okay,
good.
awesome. Sneakers or sandals?
Sandals.
Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Same. Texting or calling?
Texting.
Tropical vacation or winter getaway?
I'm gonna have to go tropical vacation.
Right.
Marvel or DC?
Honestly, I don't know that much about either.
Fair enough.
So,
Okay. Movies or books?
books.
Nitro or the Citronaut?
Nitro.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Engineering or medicine?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Trick
I'm gonna have to
question.
say, uh, medicine?
Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
sorry.
Ouch. All right. All right. I was hoping you'd say both. Both was the right answer.
Well, she's looking
It's okay.
ahead. It's all
Both,
good.
All
both.
good. All I get it. I totally understand. All good. All good. Well, thank you so much for chatting with us today, Chloe. It was so good to chat with you. And again, we can't wait to see what you do at the College of Medicine.
Thank you so much for having me. This was great.
Absolutely. And thank you, Margot, for co-hosting and hanging out with us again today.
A pleasure and congratulations, Chloe, on graduation. Can't wait to see what's ahead for you.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. Well, that's a wrap for today. Give at UCF CECS a follow for more news and info on our amazing students like Chloe, faculty, and alumni on social. And don't forget to subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Spotify, and even check us out on YouTube. Until next time.